Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Softcore History. I'm your host for the week, Dan Regester, joined as always by Robert Fox.
What's going on?
We are a little worse for the wear.
Yeah. I think I'm more so from illness than from hangover because I had pumped my stomach full of meat before I went out drinking.
Although, tough way to open up the episode with the local events.
Yeah, we were not out drinking at Buford's, so don't worry about that.
We went south.
Way south, yeah.
So, yeah, thoughts with everybody that was affected at Buford's. I've been there so many times.
A lot.
It's like a huge sports bar.
Buford's and in its previous iteration, Steampunk.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've been to that bar a bunch of times.
Many a first date there in my 20s.
Great cocaine bathrooms.
Upstairs.
I think it's downstairs too. It's just like these like heavy metal wall to floor, or like ceiling to floor stalls. Like that. The first time I walked in, I was like, I was like, know what you made this for? Nobody needs to poop here.
No. Just a lot of people wiping their noses.
There's even like a cell phone thing, like a special stand in each stall, right at like chest level.
I don't want to make light of what just happened, so I'm going to move on.
I'm not making light of it. It's just I've been there a lot. I'm giving you how well I know that bar.
Inside and out. They have like a huge screen in the back to watch games.
Yeah, it's a great spot.
It's a great
They used to have Via 313 there. I don't know if they still do.
Well, today we're going to talk about something totally unrelated. Not going with the SEO, not really talking about Iran right now.
Yeah.
I feel like people need a break.
I need a break from everything.
So we're going to talk about politics.
Hell yeah, dog. Let's fucking go. Finally, something light.
Specifically one politician.
Okay, so goofy guy.
You could say that.
Okay.
Today we're talking about a man whose own philosophy has been described with a wider net than anything I've ever seen. They're calling it McCarthyism, European fascism, Stalinism. Can't really pin this guy down.
Okay. Does he just like hop around or?
A New York Times article in 1981 said, "My guess is that he was a remarkable set of contradictions, still baffling to biographers. But I had great interest in what he did in this world and a greater interest in him as a focus of myth."
Okay. Who is? I'm like, can't even guess the era. Did he die in the 80s and that's why they were writing about him?
No.
Okay.
Died in the 30s.
Okay.
He has been called a demagogue and the closest thing to a dictatorship in America.
We're doing FDR today?
No.
Okay.
One of FDR's main opponents, though.
Oh, all right.
On his side.
On his side? Okay. The only one I remember, because I don't know much about like all my FDR
I think you should
knowledge
know who this is.
Okay. I was going to say, all my FDR knowledge is really just World War II. And then obviously we did that episode on how eventually he came to be butt heads with Joe Kennedy.
Well, he butt heads with this guy first.
Okay. In the 30s, I assume?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Early 30s, right during the Depression.
Yeah.
In the heat of it.
Yeah.
But you should know this guy because you were married in his state.
In Louisiana? Is this, did they make a movie about him? 2 movies about him? A make and a remake starring James Gandolfini?
I'm unfamiliar with that.
Okay.
But it's Huey Long.
Huey Long? Okay, I don't think that was him.
Huey Long.
I do know the name, actually. I don't know much about him, but I have read the name before.
The King of Louisiana.
Hell yeah.
He's also nicknamed the Kingfish.
The Kingfish?
Yeah.
That's a good name. I'm looking up this movie now to see if it is that. That's a good Louisiana name too. Like that's a bayou name.
Oh yeah.
Oh, it's that Kingfish down there.
So Long was born the 7th of 9 children into a middle-class farming family in a poor Louisiana town in 1893. This town of Winfield was oddly progressive.
Okay. I mean, look, if it's poor, you know what I mean? There's a decent chance they'll just adopt those politics for sure.
Yeah, but they actually stayed loyal to the Union during the Civil War.
Oh, wow. Look at them. Was it like they just didn't have slaves? Like they're one of the few Southerners who were like, boy, this is fucking our economy.
Possibly. But it was just more like, why are you going to fight for the rich man?
Yeah, fair enough. Yeah. So it's kind of like that Matthew McConaughey movie too. Different. That was not in Louisiana, but they were like I'm tired of dying for rich men.
Long was homeschooled until age 11 before entering the public school system, and I guess just stunted on his classmates for a few years
Okay.
and convinced his teachers to let him skip 7th grade.
Sure. Good for him.
Not that Louisiana had the best education system at the time.
He probably
or now.
He probably stunted on them by being the only one that could read. Like his parents just like sat him down and taught him how to read at home. And then he got to school.
Yeah.
And you have a real leg up when you're the only one in class that can read the books. You really start throwing the curve.
At Winfield High School, he and his friends formed a secret society with their mission being to run things, laying down certain rules that students would have to follow.
So a little high school Illuminati.
Yeah.
What was the one at Alabama? That's so stupid.
The Machine.
The Machine.
I love the Machine.
The fucking Machine. Oh my God.
The faculty learned of Long's antics and warned him, hey, we have school rules. Can you just chill out?
Yeah.
Just follow those.
Can you not create a secret underground society / government like your children? This is pointless.
So he fired back by creating flyers that criticized teachers.
Anonymous, I assume, but everyone knew.
And the state-mandated 4th year of secondary education. No, not anonymous. He was expelled in 1910.
Okay, so he put his name. I mean, even if it was anonymous, though, like they know he's fucking doing that. He was against 4 years of high school.
Mm-hmm.
Well, buddy, you can leave early if you want.
Long then successfully petitioned to fire the principal.
To who? Like the school board?
The town.
That's really funny.
So he got him fired, but then he didn't return to the school.
Just took him down with him.
Yeah.
Yeah. If I'm going down, you're coming right down with me. How do you even get him fired? Like, you're an expelled student, and you're just like, why would they listen to him? What was this principal doing?
He's very good at arguing.
Yeah, clearly.
At a state debate competition in Baton Rouge, he won full tuition to LSU.
Hell yeah. Go Tigers.
But because the scholarship did not cover textbooks or living expenses, his family could not afford to send him to attend. And he was also unable to go because he didn't technically graduate high school.
Ah, okay. So he got the scholarship, but didn't have, he's like, can I just get cash then, I guess?
I don't think he got it.
Yeah, probably not. They're probably like, no, because there's no money involved
Like,
here.
we just saved us
Yeah.
a little extra coin.
Yeah, there's no check to write. You just go for free. It doesn't cost for us to pay for you what it costs for you to pay for you.
Right.
So fuck off.
Instead, he entered the workforce as a traveling salesman in the rural South.
Oh boy, a lot of poor women with vacuum cleaners they didn't end up wanting.
In September 1911, Long started attending seminary class at Oklahoma Baptist University at the urge of his mother, a devout Baptist.
Okay.
Living with his brother George, Long attended the school for only one semester, rarely appearing at lectures, and decided, you know what, preaching's just not for me.
Well, it sounds like he would prefer to preach about himself.
So he went to law school.
Yeah,
Yeah.
There you go. Two sides of the same coin.
He attended the University of Oklahoma College of Law for a semester in 1912.
How do you afford that? I guess he's been working.
He borrowed $100 from his brother,
Okay.
but then he immediately lost that at the roulette tables in Oklahoma City.
It actually doesn't sound on brand so far for this guy. He's like fast and loose, but he doesn't sound like...
He gets bit by the gambling bug.
Yeah, that'll do it.
And buddy, I've been there. I'm there right now.
How'd you golf today?
He lost.
Okay.
Yeah. Did not pull through. To earn money while he was studying law part-time, he continued to work as a salesman. Of the 4 classes Long took, he received 1 incomplete and 3 C's. He later confessed he learned little because there was too much excitement with all those gambling houses.
Around the law school?
Yeah.
He's just skipping lectures to go to Indian casinos or whatever.
I've been to those Oklahoma casinos too. They're not very good. They're not fun.
Have you been to like the big fancy one?
The one on the Texas border?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I went for the World Long Drive competition in like 2016
Nice.
because that's where it was being held.
Yeah.
I wanted to see if I could enter it.
Oh yeah, didn't you show up late?
I was like a day late,
Okay.
but hit the blackjack tables and you had to pay an ante.
Oh yeah, you told me that.
$6 for $5 hand.
That sucks.
So it's like $1 always goes to the house anyway.
Yeah, you're getting taxed.
You're getting taxed.
Like
on your
you're gonna
gambling.
fucking win most of the time anyway.
It's just really turned me off.
Yeah, that sucks a lot.
He then met his future wife, Rose McConnell, at a baking contest he had to promote shortening that he was selling.
Okay.
The two began a 2.5-year relationship and married in April of 1913. They had 3 kids as well. On their wedding day, Long had no cash with him and had to borrow $10 from his fiancée to pay the priest.
$10 in 19 what?
13.
That is so much money to have to give a priest to marry you in 1913.
Biggest day of your life, right?
I guess.
You wouldn't pay $10 to marry your wife again?
What's the one? What's the 2020 or well, I guess what's the 2026 equivalent of that? That's got to be a stupid amount.
So let's go January of 1913.
$10. I'm guessing.
Oh, it goes all the way back to exactly 1913.
Yeah. That's when the inflation calculator starts.
That's sweet.
It's got to be like a grand.
$330.
300. Okay, that's maybe that's right.
How much did you pay the guy to do your little ceremony? It was like 10 minutes.
Nothing. He was a friend.
Oh.
Yeah.
You had to pull something out for him.
He would never. I think we did give him a present. I'm pretty sure we got him a gift.
I would hope.
Yeah.
Just doing it out of the goodness of his heart.
So long ago, I don't fucking know.
Shortly after the marriage, Long revealed to his wife his aspirations to run for a statewide office, the governorship, the Senate, and ultimately the presidency.
I like that clearly from a very young age, he was just looking around at everyone and being like,
I'm smarter than you all.
Yeah, I just want to spit on your heads. Like I stand above you.
His entire platform was to kind of represent the little guy.
Yeah.
The poors.
Yeah.
Tax the elite. Eat the rich.
All that fun stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But he's an actual poor person saying that and not like some cul-de-sac dwelling person with a grad school degree that they can't pay off.
Not a Nepo baby.
Yeah.
Long enrolled at Tulane University Law School in New Orleans in the fall of 1914. After a year of study, he successfully petitioned Louisiana Supreme Court for permission to take the bar test. He just passed with flying colors.
Yeah, that sounds about right. That's interesting too, that I think so he did that just took the bar, right? Like didn't finish law school, just took the bar.
Mm-hmm.
And I think Louisiana is also the state that Frank Abagnale Jr.
I believe so, yeah.
Passed the bar, which is weird to me by just studying his dick off and because he lied about everything, which is weird to me because my parents have said that they're both attorneys, if you don't know, they've told me before that the Louisiana bar is the weirdest fucking bar test in America.
Just the most obscure question.
It's just their system of law is just a little bit different.
It's not America. That's
it's Napoleonic code type of shit. And yeah, they were just if you go to law school and then go down to Louisiana and try and take a bar, you're fucked. I think Louisiana, Texas, and maybe California are all kind of hard, but Louisiana's hard because it's you went to law school in America, then have to go take a law test in a borderline different country.
In 1915, Long established a private practice in Winfield. He represented poor plaintiffs, usually in worker compensation cases. Long avoided fighting in World War I by obtaining a draft deferment on the grounds that he was married and had a dependent child.
You get out of the draft for that?
I guess. So you're good.
Yeah, woo! I'm also 40, so.
Oh, we got into a world war. I don't think that matters.
Yeah, it matters less, certainly. They're not putting me on the front line, so I'm getting a desk job at this point.
Listen, you're just as good as an 18-year-old to get blown up by a drone.
I agree with that. All meat's the same at the end of the day.
In 1918, Long invested $1,050 in a well that struck oil. However, the Standard Oil Company refused to accept any of its oil in its pipelines, costing Long his investment. And this episode served as a catalyst for Long's lifelong hatred of Standard Oil, the company.
Yeah. So that was just, I assume that spread out to most corporations eventually.
Mm-hmm.
where he was just like, these guys are fucking everyone.
That same year, Long entered the race to serve on the 3-seat Louisiana Railroad Commission. In the Democratic primary, Long polled second behind incumbent Burke Bridges, which is a solid name.
That is good.
That's just Burke Bridges over there.
Yeah, it's old Burke.
Since no candidate garnered a majority of the votes, a runoff election was held, for which Long campaigned tirelessly across northern Louisiana. The race was close, but Long ultimately defeated Burke by just 636 votes.
Damn. And by the way, Railroad Commission, I don't know how it worked then or now in that state, but in Texas, Railroad Commissioner deals with oil, among obviously railroads too, but like oil is, I think, a part of their purview. So this guy got fucked by Standard Oil and was immediately like, what office?
Yep. That's exactly what he did. So he forced utilities to lower rates, ordered railroads to extend service to small towns, and demanded that Standard Oil cease the importation of Mexican crude oil and use oil from Louisiana wells.
Okay, so he's like, keep it local, stop importing shit, cheaper oil probably.
Mm-hmm.
God knows what you had to pay a Mexican back then. You didn't even have to pay an American very well back then.
And I mean, they were going down to like Paraguay. And
Yeah. That's funny that even back then they're like, God damn it, 3 cents a day to these Irish assholes.
No thanks.
Pass.
Get us some South and Central American slaves.
Yeah, you pay them in half a banana in 1913 or whatever year that was. Like, it's just free.
Not on the United Fruit Company's watch.
Yeah, true. You're not getting bananas.
It's a valuable commodity. Bananas.
Someone was telling me, was it Shay? It was Bush last night was saying when his relative first got to America from Sicily, the first thing they did off the fucking dock was eat a banana because they'd only heard grand stories of bananas.
And now you can't even get a real banana.
Can you not? I don't even like bananas. So
in the governor election of 1920, Long campaigned heavily for John M. Parker. After Parker was elected, the two then became bitter rivals. Their break was largely caused by Long's demand and Parker's refusal to declare the state's oil pipelines public utilities.
So he wanted to, well, I guess not nationalize, but, state control of the oil pipelines.
Yeah.
And yeah, man, he lost his ass on an investment.
And he was so petty.
Could not take that L. Could not. And maybe he did get fucked. I don't know. But he just made it his life's fucking mission. Imagine you're like a young adult or like a kid basically, and like a team beats your team in a playoff game, and you're so mad that you dedicate your life to like playing for your team and then to beat that other team one day. Like he wanted to be president anyway, but he took like a detour. He was like, "Oh, this is how I'm going to do it because I have to fuck these people on my way up."
Oh yeah, it's my lifelong goal to tell LeBron James to sit down after what he did to me when I was 16 at his basketball camp.
Yeah,
his academy.
Clowned you.
Clowned me in front of the 500 campers. Told me to sit my ass down. Oof. So I think my best opportunity is maybe be a waiter, a hostess. Take a seat here, LeBron.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that's probably.
It's the only chance I have.
Yeah. Sit down. What? This is your table, so please have a seat. Sorry. I'm sorry.
Sorry, did I offend you?
Yeah, I didn't mean to. And then you just walk away like, yeah.
Which is a shame.
Sit down, that's right.
By 1922, Long had become chairman of the commission now called the Public Service Commission. And that year, Long prosecuted the Cumberland Telephone and Telegraph Company for unfair rate increases. He successfully argued the case on appeal before the United States Supreme Court, which resulted in cash refunds to thousands of overcharged customers. After the decision, Chief Justice and former President William Taft praised Long as the most brilliant lawyer who ever practiced before the court.
Damn. I mean, that's high praise. That is like, I feel like Taft isn't the most storied Supreme Court justice of all time, but like,
he has to be like one of the more interesting ones.
It's Taft.
He's the president.
Yeah.
Is he the only one to do that?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. No one else is.
I didn't know if anybody just kind of slipped in.
No.
Late.
No, it's definitely a unique story in American history. I don't think that it's ever been the other way either. I don't think a Supreme Court justice.
Well, you're for life. You can't run for president.
You could retire. You could be like, you know what?
No, it should be like the Pope. You should have to die.
I agree. You need to die in your chair. Like Ruth Bader Ginsburg.
Yeah, just get one last bang of the gavel.
Yeah. Ruth Bader Ginsburg, it was just, I mean, she died in her chair 5 years before she died, but.
Well, the olds are running the country.
Yeah.
She's like, everyone else is old. Why can't I stay?
Why? What is it? People keep calling it, and I don't disagree with it, a geriatocracy or something like that.
Yeah.
It's pretty accurate. There's a good meme going around. And for whatever reason, it's with Jason Alexander in it, but it's like him at different phases of his life. And it's like, it's 1995 and the president was born in 1946. It's 2006 and the president was born in 1946. It's 2026.
And the president was born in 1946, yeah. On August 30th, 1923, Long announced his candidacy for the governorship of Louisiana.
1923?
He denounced Governor Parker as a corporate stooge, vilified Standard Oil, and attacked local political bosses. Louisiana was essentially a one-party state under the Democratic Old Regulars, holding mock elections in which they invoked the lost cause of the Confederacy. The Old Regulars presided over a corrupt Louisiana government.
By the way, All the King's Men is based on the life of Huey Long.
Okay. Cool.
It is a fictional novel that has been adapted into movies twice. I think the first version of it.
Glad we figured that out.
Yeah, I think the first version of it was like extremely highly praised, and then the second version was just kind of like I don't know, a good remake. But yeah, that's based on Huey Long.
Well, the story gets really good soon.
Okay.
Louisiana was one of the least developed states. It had just 300 miles of paved roads and the lowest literacy rates.
Let me stop you right there. You don't need to use the past tense.
It still is, yeah. But he actually kind of changes it drastically.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because, like, man, you drive through, especially from Texas. I've only driven through from Texas. I don't know what it's like driving down, like, from the north or from Florida. But goddamn, you get in Louisiana and you're just like immediately until you get to New Orleans, basically. Even Baton Rouge, you're like, woof. Like, you just drive through the state and you're like, good Lord.
So Long came in third in the primary and was eliminated. The Ku Klux Klan's prominence in Louisiana was the campaign's primary issue. While the other two candidates either strongly opposed or supported the Klan, Long remained neutral, alienating both sides.
Let's see how this shakes out. So he was the actual meme where it's like making fun of moderates and like the guy, like if one side is the Klan and they're like, they aren't people, they don't deserve rights. And the other side's like, or like they're like, we want to kill them. And the other side's like, we deserve basic human rights. And the moderate's like, no. Let's hear everyone.
Yeah, I guess he was that meme then.
Yeah.
He also failed to attract Catholic voters, which limited his chances in the south of the state, which was heavily Catholic.
Not a great look for a state that organizes its counties by parish.
Yeah.
Like they're called parishes, not counties.
However, Long blamed heavy rain on Election Day for suppressing voter turnout.
Yeah, sure.
Among his base in the north, where voters could not reach the polls over dirt roads that had turned to mud. It was the only election Long ever lost.
And he had a built-in excuse.
I mean, you got to have it in your back pocket.
Yeah. Stolen election. Stolen by God.
Long spent the next 4 years building his reputation and political organization in the heavily Catholic urban South. Government mismanagement during the Great Mississippi Flood of 1927 also gained Long the support of the Cajuns, whose land had been deeply affected.
Yeah, because here's the thing. He's not in office at this point, right? Or is he still holding his old office and he just ran for governor?
No, he's kind of just traveling now.
Okay, so that's the worst type of person. And it's good, but like they have such a leg up because they have nothing. They can say whatever they want because they have no record to juxtapose that against. They can just walk around and be like, fuck these guys, right? They're doing everything wrong. And instead of being like, well, wait, what are you doing? You can ask him like, well, what would you do? And he can just tell you whatever the fuck he feels like.
Yeah. He formally launched his second campaign for governor in 1927 using the slogan, "Every man is a king, but no one wears a crown."
Sure. I feel like that'd be pretty easy to combat. When everyone's a king, no one's a king.
If you have two kings, you have none.
Yeah, exactly. That's my favorite line from, I watch a lot of kids movies, obviously, because I have 3 children. And The Incredibles, it came out in 2006, and they say some shit in that movie that you would never catch in a kid's movie now. And one of them is like, the boy, the fucking Flash kid or whatever, is like, I just want, like, I'm special, like, I'm better than these people, I'm so freaking fast. And his mom goes, honey, everyone is special. And he goes, which means no one is.
Yeah.
And I was like, you know what, you're right.
That line hit so hard for you.
Yeah. I was just like, damn. God damn. Now a Pixar movie's like, everyone is special. And because of that, everyone is special.
Lies.
All like literally, I guess it's not Pixar, but Encanto is
We're
like,
all just bags of meat that are going to meet our end to a drone.
Yeah. To a piece of metal. I mean, piloted by a bag of meat 3,000 miles away, but
maybe. Or the AI will eventually just pilot it itself.
Yeah, true. You just get got by a drone swarm that a human didn't even code. It was vibe coded.
Yeah, we're starting to integrate a lot of AI into the military.
I know. I think they just signed with Claude. Whoever owns Claude wouldn't do it, so they went with just Sam Altman. Sam Altman was like, "Oh yeah,
yeah."
But here's the thing:
that's not a good dude.
No,
that might be one of the worst people out there now.
Yeah, and he doesn't get as much shit because I don't think he's not really like. I guess he's a little bit of attention whore, but he's not like Elon Musk or Zuckerberg or something where you're just always hearing about him.
Nah, he's deep into it though.
Oh yeah.
He wants to essentially make a god.
Yeah. Like him and Peter Thiel. Peter Thiel's like, I don't know if human beings should keep
existing.
Yeah, let's give birth to our mechanical child and let them take over the universe.
Remember the guy that made or tried to make mechanical Jesus? We did an episode on him in Patreon.
We did. It's all been tried before.
Nothing's new.
Everything you can think of.
Everything's a rerun.
Tried before.
When the 60-year-old incumbent governor called Long a liar during an encounter in the lobby of the Roosevelt Hotel, Long punched him in the face.
Hell yeah. Because Long can do whatever he wants. He doesn't hold a fucking office.
No.
And and to be fair.
But he does win the Democratic nomination for the second run at governor. And then if you win the Democratic nomination, you're governor.
Yeah, Republicans aren't winning elections in the South at that point. It's completely reversed.
15,000 Louisianans traveled to Baton Rouge for Long's inauguration. He set up large tents, free drinks, and a jazz band on the Capitol grounds. It was very similar to, I guess, what Jackson did at the White House. He just threw a rager.
Oh, good for him. I mean, but here's the thing, though. Jackson to the White House, like, yeah, that's a little odd. You're like, oh, okay, I guess they're doing that. That's just par for the course in Louisiana. I mean, those people are fucking pickled. That's how drunk they are. Like, just like there would have been a riot if there wasn't a jazz band and liquor.
Like, this is a dull affair.
Yeah.
Once in office on May 21st, 1928, Long moved quickly to consolidate power, firing hundreds of opponents in the state bureaucracy at all ranks, from cabinet level heads of departments to state road workers. Anyone that ever, slighted him or did him wrong, you're gone.
How would you even know? There's no tweets to check.
Every state employee who depended on Long for a job was expected to then pay a portion of their salary at election time directly into his campaign fund, his war chest.
Boy, that sounds legal.
Huey gets a little off the top.
Good Lord. No one sued him for that?
He literally becomes king of Louisiana.
I mean, the book is called All the King's Men.
He would appear unannounced on the floor of both House and Senate meetings and bully the opponents. When an opposing legislator once suggested Long was unfamiliar with the Louisiana Constitution, Long responded, "I'm the Constitution around here now."
Look at me. Yeah. Since I'm a little disappointed actually, because he seems like the sort of like psycho that could start reciting the Constitution. Like he would just do that to dunk on someone.
Mm-hmm. But he can just do whatever he wants.
Didn't bother. Yeah, who was just like, nah, I make the rules.
One program Long approved was a free textbook program for school children. But this angered a lot of Catholics who usually sent their children to private schools.
So they're picking up the tab for books they're not getting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But Long assured them that the books would be granted directly to all children, regardless of whether they attended public school. Yet this assurance was criticized by conservative constitutionalists who claimed it violated the separation of church and state and sued Long. The case went to the U.S. Supreme Court again, and it was ruled in favor of Long.
How?
He's just giving textbooks to kids, man.
Yeah, I guess so. I mean, that'd be an interesting case. In fact, that's probably why school choice is viable, because it would presumably be but if you can do it for any religious institution, then I guess it's not a violation because you're not doing something in favor or negatively against a religion.
Yeah.
Right? That's what it says. Is like Congress or whatever shall not favor or fuck any religion, basically.
This is where he kind of loses me. He's irritated by the immoral gambling dens and brothels in New Orleans.
Oh.
Just pulling the ladder up.
Immoral?
It's like, dog, you almost didn't go to law school because you blew the $100 on the roulette table.
So he gets fucked in an investment. Maybe he has a claim there. I don't really know. But the gambling thing is like, dude, you made a choice. You walked into a place where everyone knows you will probably lose your money. Like, anyone with a brain knows what walking into a casino entails.
You say goodbye to that money.
Yeah.
If you walk out, it's a nice, pleasant surprise.
Yeah, and he's just like, they tricked me.
The minute you take it out of the ATM, it's gone.
Yeah.
In your head, it should be gone.
Yes. Yep. There's no world in which you go there as a like ploy to make money. It's gaming. It's gaming. It's a game. You are paying to play a game.
So Long sent the National Guard to raid these establishments with orders of shoot without hesitation. Jesus Christ.
What?
Yeah.
It's your fault.
Nobody dies in this, but gambling equipment is burned, prostitutes are arrested, and over $25,000 was confiscated for government funds.
Now, I like to think he had a bad encounter with a prostitute, too. That just didn't make it to his biography. Like, he embarrassed himself.
Possibly.
Came too fast.
Yeah.
And still had to pay for the full hour and was furious about it.
The Louisiana Attorney General denounced Long's actions as illegal, but Long rebuked him, saying nobody asked for his opinion.
Ain't nobody asked. I mean, it's like, how do you even do that without the Attorney General? Like, you literally just call up the National Guard and you're like, all right, this is what we're doing today.
I really don't understand how he gets away with half this stuff.
I don't understand how the gambling houses, if they were legal, couldn't immediately sue the Christ out of the Louisiana government to get all of that money back and damages.
Long also had the governor's mansion that was built in 1887 knocked down, and in its place had a much larger Georgian mansion built. Are you familiar with the capital of Louisiana?
I mean,
the building?
No. I mean, I know Baton Rouge is gross, but
the Capitol building itself?
No. I don't know it off the top of my head.
It's pretty unique.
Unsurprising for that state.
I mean, look at this thing. Boom.
Oh, yeah, I have seen that before. What the fuck? That's horrible.
Yeah.
That's horrible. That's a horrible building.
That's Huey Long, baby.
That is disgusting. It's like kind of brutalist, and it looks a lot like the like famous courthouse in L.A. You see it in like L.A. Confidential and shit, but it's in a bunch of movies.
In 1929, Long called a special legislative session to enact a 5-cent per barrel tax on refined oil production to fund his social programs.
I mean, okay, that's whatever. Like, I don't know if that was good policy, like economically or not, but like that sounds
this
par for the course of what a politician would potentially do.
Is obviously met with opposition, and an impeachment resolution was pulled against Long.
Oil's Oil's a big game in Louisiana. I'm sure they had friends and lobbyists all over that state legislature.
19 charges were listed, ranging from blasphemy to subordination of murder.
Do you think he probably had someone killed at some
Yeah.
point? Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
because you'll hear about what he does.
Okay.
Even Long's Lieutenant Governor, Paul Sear, supported impeachment. So sometimes be your own guys.
I really do.
This devolved into a brawl later known as Bloody Monday. In the scuffle, legislators threw inkwells, attacked each other with brass knuckles, and Long's brother Earl bit a legislator in the neck.
Did he rip anything out?
Hard to say.
I really hope he did. Like, I hope he just took a chunk out of that neck.
I mean, if you're going to bite into the neck, you got to take a chunk.
Yeah, you gotta go full vampire.
Following the fight, the legislature voted to remain in session and proceed with impeachment. Took place with dozens of witnesses, including a hula dancer who claimed that Long had been a little too frisky with her.
Oh boy.
But the impeachment failed thanks to a couple bribes dished out by Long.
That'll do it. So he outbribed the oil companies, basically.
Mm-hmm.
Good for him. I mean, yeah, at the end of all the legislation he tries to push through, this doesn't sound, I mean, again, like, I don't know the economics of it, but like, that sounds normal. Like, hey, we're going to tax this business a little more so we can fund the free textbooks I promised the state, I guess.
Following the failed impeachment attempt, Long treated his opponents pretty ruthlessly. He fired their relatives from state jobs and supported their challengers in elections. Long concluded that extra legal means would be needed to accomplish his goals. He said, I used to get things done by saying please. Now I dynamite them out of my path.
I don't think that's true. That he used to get things done by saying please.
Yeah, I've never heard him actually ask nicely.
Yeah, it sounds like now he just doesn't have an excuse to even like pretend to go through the motions for a minute before he dynamites you out of his way.
He then starts to kind of just surround himself with bodyguards and goons.
Yeah, I mean, it seems like a valid thing to do at that point.
He starts criticizing the lying press and started his own newspaper, the Louisiana Progress. The true social of its time.
There's a lot of parallels starting to pop up here. Interesting.
Yeah. Long announced his candidacy for the U.S. Senate in 1930. His opponent was Joseph E. Ransdell. At 72 years old, Ransdell had served the U.S. Congress since Long was 6. The campaign became increasingly vicious, with the New York Times calling it as amusing as it was depressing. Long critic Sam Irby, set to testify on Long's corruption to state authorities, was abducted by Long's bodyguards shortly before the election.
Did they find him?
Irby emerged after the election. He had been missing for 4 days, but surrounded by Long's bodyguards, he gave a radio address in which he confessed that he was actually asking for Long's protection.
Oh, yeah, sure.
Definitely not being held at gunpoint.
Yeah, and he definitely wasn't ever going to testify anything bad.
No.
He just hung out with Long for 4 days. Don't worry about what happened. Just hung out, drank hurricanes.
And he was going to do it all before the election. He's probably going to swing some voters.
Yeah.
Strange.
Interesting.
The New Orleans mayor labeled it the most heinous public crime in Louisiana history. Ultimately, on September 9th, 1930, Long then defeated Ransdell.
In the primary, I assume?
To become for the Senate seat.
Yeah. Real quick, before we keep going, we do have some sponsors. First up, we are very excited to have Prize Picks on the show. Shoot your shot on Prize Picks and get $50 instantly in lineups when you play your first $5. That's right. Prize Picks is now giving you $50 in lineups when you sign up and play your first $5. Prize Picks makes every dunk, every dime, and every board that much more exciting. So don't miss the chance to get started on America's #1 app for sports picks. I love daily fantasy. I'm a big fantasy baseball player, so that season hasn't started yet, obviously. But it's fun with basketball too, just based on the matchups and stuff. Assuming you don't get, some load managing person screwing you over, but that doesn't really happen. I mean, like the Prize Picks lets you know, like you get updated on everything, and which is really a great thing about Prize Picks. But daily fantasy is so much fun because if you know the sport, like I know baseball, like a lot of people know basketball and stuff like that, you can make these picks, make these lineups for your daily fantasy and do so well. It feels to me always like you're more in control. Like obviously nothing's guaranteed, but you are just like, it's just such a fun way to play and get into and get excited about sports. Daily fantasy has always been something I've really enjoyed doing, and it just tests your knowledge of the sport so much, which is really fun. I'm doing an NBA one tomorrow night. That's the first one I'm going to do. Pretty excited about that. I like watching a lot of NBA games, even though I don't have an NBA team, and I'm a big college basketball guy. I know the NBA players way better. Obviously, it's a smaller league. I love doing NBA daily fantasy, so that's fun. Do my first one tomorrow. I'll actually drop in our Discord. I'll drop what I picked on Prize Picks, let you know what my lineup was. It's really, really fun to do. And in baseball, I'm gonna give it to you every day because I'm a big baseball guy. That's just a lot of like batter versus pitcher stuff too. Like baseball's a lot more controlled than basketball. But Prize Picks is awesome. It's simple to play. You just pick more or less on 2 to 6 player stat projections, and if you get your picks right, you can cash in. You pick from your favorite sports: basketball, baseball, hockey. I'm not a big hockey guy, so I'm not even gonna bother to try to sound knowledgeable there. But UFC, soccer, college basketball. It's really fun on college basketball too. That one you kind of just, you can go with the guys are going to be the dudes, unless like maybe you see one team is really turnover prone or something like that. College basketball is fun to do it, and you can do it in tennis, you can do it in golf. If you're into esports, you can get in on esports, and there's a new feature that Prize Picks has: early payouts. If your player gets off to a hot start, you have the option to cash out those winnings before the game even finishes, which is amazing. Any platform that does that is just so consumer friendly that it's an insta recommend. Like they're there for you. You can find your community with Prize Picks too. There's social feeds feature. You can share your Prize Picks with your friends, copy lineups from winners with a single click. You can copy lineups that you like or just use them as inspiration for your own picks. There are millions of users. It is America's #1 sports pick app. And again, we are so excited to have them. We're so excited they reached out for us. Prize Picks also offers stacks, meaning you can pick the same player up to 3 times in the same lineup. So if you want to pick more on Steph Curry's 3-pointers and assists, you can now pick them in the same lineup only on Prize Picks. Again, like I said, they put their users first, man. All withdrawals are fast. They're secure. They accept most major payment methods. And how you play is up to you on Prize Picks. If you want flexibility, you could choose Flex Play, where you get paid even if one of your picks misses. If you want the biggest payouts, go for the Power Play. No matter your play, Prize Picks is a great way to put your takes to the test. Download the Prize Picks app today and use the code SOFTCORE to get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. That's code SOFTCORE to get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup for Prize Picks. It's good to be right. It's good to be right on Prize Picks. And I'll tell you what, I will actually drop a college basketball lineup tomorrow on my Instagram stories and in our Discord to let you check it out with the code SOFTCORE on Prize Picks. It'll get you $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. Prize Picks is so much fun. Daily fantasy is a blast. Like I really love daily fantasy. And it's available here in Texas. It's almost certainly available wherever you are. Prize Picks rules. Great app. Check it out.
There were accusations of voter fraud against Long. Voting records showed people voted in alphabetical order, among them celebrities like Charlie Chaplin, Jack Dempsey, and Babe Ruth.
That feels a little egregious. I think you can just make up random names. Even like Johnny Telephone would be better than Babe Ruth.
Although his Senate term began on March 4th, 1931, Long completed most of his 4-year term as governor, which did not end until May of 1932.
So he had 2 jobs.
Yeah.
Wouldn't leave the first one.
Yep.
What, just didn't show up to the second one? He's just working from
No, he
Washington?
declared that leaving the seat vacant would hurt Louisiana.
Yeah.
You know, can't be giving it to his traitorous lieutenant governor.
How's
either.
that guy even alive still, let alone in the job?
He occupied the governorship until January of 1932, and he prevented his lieutenant governor, who threatened to undo Long's reforms, from succeeding in the office. In October of 1931, Sear learned Long was away in Mississippi and declared himself the state's legitimate governor.
So he just had a coup.
He threw a coup.
Yeah, a governor coup. You don't see those a lot.
So Long ordered the National Guard troops to surround the capital to block the coup and petition the Louisiana Supreme Court. He successfully argued that Sear had vacated the office of lieutenant governor when trying to assume the governorship, and had the court eject Sear.
I assume it was his guys on the court at that point.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like the Supreme Court's just stacked with his boys.
Now governor and senator-elect, Long returned to completing his legislative agenda with renewed strength. He continued his intimidating practice of presiding over legislator, shouting "shut up" or "sit down" when legislators voiced their concerns.
You know, some guy from some random parish you don't even give a shit about. He's a real whiner. Stands up out of his seat to monologue about something. Yeah, you might want to scream "shut up." I get it. I get it.
In a single night, Long passed 44 bills in just 2 hours, one every 3 minutes. He later explained his tactics, that the ends justify the means.
I mean, he didn't need to explain it. That seems to be his MO the entire time he's...
Well, he often joked his legislature was the finest collection of lawmakers money could buy. He organized and concentrated his power into a political machine, a one-man operation. To address record-low cotton prices amid the Great Depression surplus, Long proposed the major cotton-producing states mandate a 1932 cotton holiday, which would ban cotton production for the entire year.
To drive the price up?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Long created a public works program that was kind of unprecedented in the South, constructing roads, bridges, hospitals, schools, and state buildings.
God knows that state needed it.
Yeah.
I mean, good Lord.
He drastically changes it. So
Yeah.
During his 4 years as governor, Long increased paved highways in Louisiana from 331 miles to 2,301 miles.
I mean, look, they did some stuff that was definitely needed, clearly.
And constructed 2,816 miles of gravel roads. By 1936, the infrastructure program begun by Long and completed 9,700 miles of new roads, doubling Louisiana's road system.
Here's the thing, especially like roads in particular. If that shit shows up, your average dick isn't going to be like, how'd he do it? You know what I mean? Well, hold on a minute. You're just be happy you have a real fucking road.
Yeah.
That rain isn't going to keep you from work for 3 days.
Again, man, the mud.
Yeah.
He was petty. He built 111 bridges and started construction on the first bridge over Mississippi entirely in Louisiana, the Huey P. Long Bridge.
Yeah, you got to name it after
Got to name it after yourself.
Yeah, of course.
These projects provided thousands of jobs during the Depression. Louisiana employed more highway workers than any other state. His infrastructure spending increased the state government debts from $11 million in 1928 to $150 million in 1935.
Ooh. I feel like everyone was kind of willingly going into debt. I mean, like FDR was doing the same thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
Public works everywhere. It's funny that he was a FDR opponent because he was probably taking quite a bit of fucking federal money to build those roads.
His problem with FDR was FDR wasn't hardcore enough.
That makes sense.
Yeah. He increased LSU's funding and intervened in the university's affairs, expelling 7 students who criticized him in a school newspaper.
Good Lord.
It's like Coach K asking, "What's your major?"
Yeah.
"What's your major?" "I can get you removed here."
I feel like Coach K could have gotten a kid expelled for writing a bad op-ed in the sports
He still
section.
can.
Yeah, he probably still can, yeah.
I guarantee he still goes to his office every day.
What else is he going to do?
He just
Enjoy
kicks his
life?
feet up on Shire's desk.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, he's staying there.
Yeah. Now here's how I do this, Cam Boozer.
Long founded the LSU Medical School in New Orleans. He also raised the kind of relevance of the football program. He converted the school's military marching band into a flashy show band of the South and hired Costa Rican composer Castro Carrizo as the band director.
It is to this day. It's called Tiger Band, I think, right? It's one of the best bands in the country. It's like them and Ohio State, half the HBCU bands, I guess.
Silk that tiger dick.
Yeah. Neck. Play neck.
As well as nearly doubling the size of the stadium, he arranged for lower train fares so students could go to away games. Long's contributions resulted in LSU gaining a Class A accreditation from the Association of American Universities. So, finally on the board, baby.
Yeah.
Long also had night schools that taught over 100,000 adults how to read.
I mean, again, he's like a man of the people, but like for the worst reasons.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
He does a lot of good.
Right.
But he does a lot of bad.
It's annoying, but it makes sense when you're an adult and you think about like, you always think like, why do I have to show my work? You know?
This is why.
Yeah. Why do I have to show my work? I got the right answer.
Look at everything he got done.
It's like, well, he did it in the worst way possible. If you like make a country or a place better, but in a way that endangers the future existence of that place's institutions, you haven't done a good job.
You just can't kidnap political opponents.
Right.
And then force them to apologize really on air.
Right. Yeah. Like it's, again, like you have to do it the right way or it doesn't fucking matter.
His provision of free textbooks contributed to a 20% increase in school enrollment. He modernized public health facilities and ensured adequate conditions for the mentally ill. And he essentially got rid of property tax through a tax reform.
All right, good for him.
Yeah. So it's like the first $2,000 in property assessment back then was waived. So more than half the state's homeowners didn't have property tax.
So you didn't have property tax until you were over a certain threshold?
Yeah.
Okay. Sick. I would love that here. It's fucking opposite.
Some historians have criticized other policies like high consumer taxes on gasoline and cigarettes, a reduced mother's pension, and low teacher salaries. He didn't fuck with teachers because, again, I think he just holds a grudge.
Yeah, he hated the staff of his high school, so he doesn't want those people to ever make money. Still, the gasoline obviously speaks for itself.
Yeah. What's his beef with big tobacco?
I don't know. I'm actually fine with that tax. I mean, whatever, dude. That's actually how just the whole country does it now. They just tax the fuck out of cigarettes. It's like a barrier to entry.
Yeah. During the first 100 days of Roosevelt's presidency in spring of 1933, Long's attitude towards Roosevelt and the New Deal was disappointment. Aware that Roosevelt had no intention of radically redistributing the country's wealth, Long became one of the few national politicians to oppose Roosevelt's New Deal policies from the left.
Yeah, but like we talked about this a little bit in the Kennedy episode for Joe Jr. about how just like there were almost like two Democratic parties, right? There were the Northern Democrats and the Southern Democrats.
Yeah, the Dixie Democrats.
Yeah, and FDR obviously from New York, and he's got to run a whole country and get anyone to agree to it at all. And I guess Long's just sitting there perplexed about why FDR doesn't kidnap a Republican senator from California and make him vote for it. I guess.
Yeah, why can't you do that? I do that in Louisiana.
Yeah. Well, let's go to the guy over in Illinois, and I'll just beat the fuck out of him.
I got these goons. You need any help? Roosevelt considered Long a radical and stated that Long, along with General Douglas MacArthur, were two of the most dangerous men in America.
When did he say that?
In 30s, like 33.
He was already fuck MacArthur?
Yeah.
Dude, MacArthur, we need to do an episode on MacArthur because FDR's saying that in the 30s, but obviously still hires him to like run the war in the Pacific along with Nimitz. And, but then eventually, obviously, Truman's like, oh my God, this guy's insane during the Korean War. And is like, just get the
him out.
fuck out.
Yeah.
Yeah, we need to do a whole episode on his weird shit. But he was there too for the putting down the World War I rioters. MacArthur was. So was Patton and Eisenhower, though, I think.
A lot of people cut their teeth there.
Yeah.
The bonus army.
Yeah.
Just firing on vets.
Vets in a tent city.
Not a good look.
No. That's really fucking funny, though. God, I want to know what MacArthur was saying. Probably weird shit. Or maybe he just wanted to go to war in the Pacific then, because China or Japan was already in China. He just wanted to get it. Maybe that's what it was. But it is like with Long, like it's funny because Roosevelt gets dunked on all the time for being a socialist, quasi dictator, piece of shit, and even still, like he obviously had to make concessions to some extent to like get his shit passed.
Yeah,
there's two parties. His parties don't run the whole country, as far as I'm aware. I don't really know what the congressional makeup was at the time.
In June 1933, in an effort to undermine Long's political dominance, Roosevelt cut him out of all the meetings on the distribution of federal funds to Louisiana and placed Long's opponents in charge of the federal programs in the state.
Yeah.
And also to discredit Long and damage his support base, Roosevelt had Long's finances investigated by the IRS in 1934.
What a fun tool that most presidents like to use, apparently. You just sick the IRS on them.
In March 1933, Long revealed a series of bills collectively known as the Long Plan to redistribute wealth.
That's a good name for a bill. It's a little play on words, you know.
He would cap fortunes at $100 million, limit annual income to $1 million, and cap individual inheritances to $5 million. In a nationwide February 1934 radio broadcast, Long introduced his Share Our Wealth plan.
Two things on this. It's well established, I think, already, that he hates everyone who he has perceived to or has actually wronged him. He clearly, like, this is the type of thing where there's certain people who, like, have something that a lot of people might agree with, but their motives are clearly not pure. So, like, to me, this just sounds like he's obviously always been up his own ass, giant head, wanted to be president from a young age. I think he was mad. I think he grew up angry that he was poor. I think he just hated rich people, which is bad because I don't think he's actually mad that they have money. He's mad that he didn't get to grow up in that money, that he had to work his fucking dick off to get to a position of power, and he's just putting it to him.
Yeah, but he becomes as corrupt as they are.
And so the second thing I was going to say was, you better believe the first person to skirt those rules on inheritance and making too much money is going to be fucking Huey Long.
Yeah.
Like, he's not going to abide by his own rule. He doesn't ever.
The legislation would use the wealth from the Long Plan to guarantee every family a basic household grant of $5,000 and a minimum annual income of 1/3 of the average family homestead value and income. Long supplemented his plan with proposals for free college and vocational training, veterans benefits, federal assistance to farmers, public works projects, greater federal economic regulation, a $30 monthly elderly pension, a month's vacation for every worker, a 30-hour work week, a $10 billion land reclamation project to end the Dust Bowl, and free medical service and a war on disease led by the Mayo brothers. These reforms, Long claimed, would end the Great Depression. The plans were widely criticized and labeled as being impossible by economics.
They probably were. He got some of it done. Sounds like he proposed Social Security.
With the Senate unwilling to support his proposals, in February 1934, Long formed the Share Our Wealth Society, a national network of local clubs that operated in opposition to the Democratic Party and Roosevelt.
So he just was like creating his own further to the left party, essentially.
Yeah. By 1935, the society had over 7.5 million members and 27,000 clubs.
Do you think anyone ever left after they accidentally got rich?
No.
Think anyone like they had it was like a small business owner who's just like under the thumb of life, somehow blows up, and he's like, oh, huh.
This is pretty cool.
I actually am sharing my wealth by employing like 20 people now.
Having money's kind of dope.
Yeah, I'm gonna go. Just stops responding to letters.
What happened to Hugh?
Yeah, I don't know. You're not here anymore.
Oh.
Moved to a bigger house.
Popular support for Long's Share Our Wealth program raised the possibility of a 1936 presidential bid against FDR. Long's consolidation of power led to talk of armed opposition from his enemies in Louisiana. In January 1935, an anti-Long paramilitary organization called the Square Deal Association was formed. Standard Oil employees formed a Square Deal Association in Baton Rouge, organizing themselves in a militia company and demanding direct action.
You had to grab a gun a lot back then for business reasons. Every union, apparently these guys who were like the opposite of a union or something, I don't even know.
Yeah, I guess just the big business.
Yeah.
On January 25th, 1935, these Square dealers, now armed, seized the East Baton Rouge Parish Courthouse. Long had Governor Allen, because it was his boy that took over the governorship when he became a part of the Senate, execute emergency measures in Baton Rouge. He called in the National Guard, declared martial law, banned public gatherings of 2 or more people, and forbade the publication of criticism of state officials.
That's constitutional, certainly.
You can't have more than 2 people in public.
How's that even possible? And in that state, too. Like, wait, was this just in Baton Rouge?
Just in Baton Rouge.
Okay. I mean, yeah. You try to do that in Louisiana or in New Orleans.
Good luck.
Yeah.
The Square dealers left the courthouse, but there was a brief armed skirmish at the Baton Rouge airport. Tear gas and live ammunition were fired. 1 person was wounded, but there were no fatalities. In the summer of 1935, Long called 2 special legislative sessions in Louisiana. Bills were passed in rapid-fire succession without being read or discussed. The new laws further centralized Long's control over the state by creating new Long-appointed state agencies, a state bond and tax board holding sole authority to approve loans to local governments, a new state printing board, which would withhold official printer status from anybody that was uncooperative.
I mean, that is straight up like Soviet shit at that point.
A new board of election supervisors, which would appoint all the poll watchers and state board of censors.
Again, straight up, just like Soviet, communist, fascist, insane shit. Yeah.
See? Stalinism, fascism.
That is straight up both of those things. I mean, it's, horseshoe theory basically at that point. But he's just, he doesn't, again, that's why you can't celebrate good things that come from, like, I don't know. I guess you can to an extent on pure motives, but like this guy was only ever in it for himself.
They stripped away the remaining powers of the mayor of New Orleans. Long
he just gets to lead the Mardi Gras parade now.
Long posted he had taken over every board and commission in New Orleans except Community Chest and the Red Cross.
Good for him.
A September 7th session passed 42 bills, the most extreme likely aimed at Roosevelt and his federal agents, authorized Louisiana to fine and imprison anyone who infringed on the powers reserved to the state in the 10th Amendment in the U.S. Constitution.
So any federal agent that comes down there just getting arrested, basically. Yeah.
Try to stop me.
Yeah.
On September 8th, 1935, Long traveled to the state capitol to pass a bill that would gerrymander the district of an opponent, Judge Benjamin Pavey, who had held his position for 28 years. At 9:20 p.m., just after passage of the bill effectively removed Pavey, the judge's son-in-law, Carl Wise approached Long and, according to the generally accepted version of events, fired a single shot with a handgun from 4 feet away, striking Long in the torso. Long's bodyguards, nicknamed the Skull Crushers, then fired at Weiss
Great guy.
with their pistols, killing him. An autopsy found that Weiss had been shot at least 60 times.
Yeah. Great guy. The Skull Crushers. What do you even... That's like Harry Potter shit. Here come Long and his Death Eaters.
Yeah.
He's like, I swear.
He's not even trying to hide it.
No,
really.
he's like, I swear I'm a liberator. These are my goons. I call them the Skull Crushers. We're the good guys.
This has to be like the biggest fear of what Ma'am Donnie will do in New York, right?
It's any...
Like, I'm not saying he will, but
He's not going to have Skull Crushers.
He should.
He probably needs them. He's not going to have Skull Crushers, but it would be, that type of thing where I don't know. There's already, the president already hates dissent and tries to fight it. Like, he sues the shit out. At least he does it through legal avenues, I guess. Like, he's not sending goons to burn down the New York Times or what. He just sues CBS. Fair enough.
Long ran down a flight of stairs and across the Capitol grounds, hailing a car to take him to Our Lady of Lake Hospital. Long then died at 4:10 a.m. on September 10th, 31 hours after being shot. According to different sources, his last words were either, "I wonder what will happen to my poor university boys." Go Tigers.
Always thinking about it just means more.
Just means more in the SEC, baby.
It just means more. The last thing he said was talking about the LSU football team.
Or, God, don't let me die. I have so much to do.
I gotta say it's B.
I hope it's A.
It's probably A. It's A.
B makes for a better, political story, but if it makes more sense if you just say Go Tigers.
Yeah, A makes more sense. Go Tigers.
Over 200,000 people traveled to Baton Rouge to attend Long's September 12th funeral. His remains were buried on the grounds of the Capitol. A statue depicting Long was constructed on his grave. Long's death brought relief to the Roosevelt administration, which would win in a landslide in the 1936 election. They thought he was obviously the biggest threat
that he was going
to the presidency.
Run and try. Yeah.
So, who knows, man?
What's funny though is that Long was very anti-rich and wealth distribution, but he probably hated communists.
Yeah,
he probably thought Russians were dog shit. If I had to guess.
Long, though, also wasn't really a fan of the communists.
Yeah, that doesn't surprise me.
Which is bizarre. He has very communist tendencies.
Extremely. It's just wealth. I guess, I don't know. I don't know how he differs, really, but maybe he just didn't like... You know why? Maybe because a lot of the communists in America were rich kids.
Yeah, it could be the case.
Yeah, a lot of kids coming out of university.
Evidence later surfaced that suggests that Long was accidentally shot by his bodyguards, the Skull Crushers. Proponents of this theory assert Long was caught in the crossfire as his bodyguards shot Weiss, and a bullet ricocheted off the marble walls that hit him.
So kind of like the JFK conspiracy theory.
Magic bullet.
The magic bullet was from his own guys, trying to fire back, but they were confused, or, as we've covered before, violently hungover.
Yeah. And that is the story of Huey Long, King of Louisiana.
The Kingfish.
The Kingfish.
I didn't know anything about that. I'm glad I figured out that All the King's Men was about him. But
okay, glad we got it there.
Yeah. But I didn't really know anything about Huey Long. I knew the name, but that was it.
So that's what you learned.
I learned everything today, pretty much. That he did a lot of good for all the wrong reasons.
Yeah, who's today's Hitler?
It was Huey Long. It was for sure. God, I don't know. It's just it seems like he really just wanted to take money from rich people and also secure votes to keep himself in power. And that's how he did it. Because all the poor people are going to vote for him, obviously. I don't think he cares much for him.
He might. I think he maybe had at one point, good heart. I don't know. It's hard to say. He's just like, I really made these promises in the campaign trail, so I got to deliver.
Yeah, he stuck to it, I guess. Yeah, he couldn't not deliver. He doesn't like to lose, obviously.
I mean, he's punching old dudes in the fucking face.
Yeah. Yeah, but he's today's. I mean, he murdered people probably.
Probably. Who knows? You'll never find those bodies in the swamps.
Oh, that was gator shit 20 minutes after they dumped it there.
So I'll say allegedly killed some guys.
Yeah, I think
I don't want his family to come after me.
Feels like his skull crushers probably handled some business. He's certainly, by the way.
If you crush a skull, the likelihood that they will die is pretty high.
For as much as he championed people getting, money, he had no problem firing anyone just for looking at him sideways.
Yeah.
Like fucking torpedoing their careers.
That's our episode for today. We love you guys. Thanks for tuning in. Make sure to check out our Patreon, patreon.com/softcorehistory, where you get 2 additional episodes, much like this, every Wednesday and Friday on the lower tier. And then the higher tier is for sports. We do a sports show every week where we cover all the happenings
all the fun
in the
stuff.
Sports world. I also drop golf picks. Haven't hit yet this year, but we're due. We're going to get one.
Have you any top 5, top 10s hit?
I don't know.
Okay.
The guy I had today, I didn't give him out in the official column. So
Okay. Just an
I
extra.
don't want to take credit.
Fair enough.
I also don't want to fire out 20 picks to people.
Right.
That just seems...
Because they're not going to bet 20 guys.
Yeah. So I go with my 3 most confident, and then
Okay.
I'll sprinkle some other guys.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And one of the guys I sprinkled was in the lead today. Just didn't... Taylor Moore didn't get it done.
Couldn't close.
Oh, well. At least he wasn't Shane Lowry. Double, baby. In and out.
Oof.
Cost him the attorney.
Yeah.
Either way, we love you guys. Make sure to leave a review, 5 stars, please, and thank you on Apple and Spotify. Probably need it now. Somebody came after us with a 1-star review.
Oh, no. What did they say?
They said something about you, I guess, just dismissing Epstein.
I didn't.
I know.
I didn't.
I know.
I just said, how much bandwidth do you want me to fucking put towards this?
Subscribe to our YouTube as well. You can see our pretty faces.
Yeah.
We're very hungover right now.
I'm doing all right.
My head, I haven't drank that hard in a while.
Yeah, I know. At the beginning of the night, you're like, or when I first saw you, you're like, I'm just going after it today.
Taking a full swing.
Yeah, taking a full swing. Yeah.
But for Rob Fox, I'm Dan Regester. You just got soft serve.